Senate Republicans have blocked a bill that would have expanded health care to veterans exposed to toxic chemicals. Now, the measure, called the Honoring Our Pact Act, would have made it easier for veterans to access military care related to Agent Orange at Vietnam and toxics from burn pits used to burn military waste in Iraq and Afghanistan. So now back in 2008, reports started coming in of service members returning from war zones in Iraq and Afghanistan. Although, of course, there had been reports earlier from earlier wars. Again, talking about exposure to Agent Orange here in Vietnam, that have had soldiers coming back with unusual illnesses. In the case of the burn pits, the respiratory illnesses and certain cancers. Now, since then, of course, you had numerous studies and reports that have suggested links between the poor air quality there and rare lung cancers found in increasing numbers among post 9/11 veterans. The Department of Defense has estimated that nearly 3.5 million troops from recent wars may have suffered enough exposure to the smoke from these burn pits to cause significant health problems. Now, what's interesting here is the Defense Department says they didn't keep clear records of what they burned in the waste pits. And so, look, I'm sure they burned in, I'm sure they breathed in some stuff that was not great. But, I mean, we don't know exactly what they burnt, what they breathed in, so we can't really say. Well, we can actually say there are commonly cited materials that were burned in the burn pits. Again, they burned just about everything. They were included but not limited to chemicals, paint, human waste, medical waste, metal and aluminum cans, munitions, other unexploded ordnances, petroleum, lubricant products, plastic, styrofoam, rubber, wood, discarded food, and many other things. Basically, anything that they could burn, they would burn. I don't think you have to, stretch your imagination too much to realize that breathing in all that crap might not be good for you. Might be some pretty bad things to your lungs. And so, of course, that's why a lot of the lower ranked soldiers would be posted to watch over the burn pits and end up breathing in all of this terrible stuff. So now, again, problem, but don't worry. Congress says, okay, here's what we're going to do. And by the way, Jon Stewart played a big role in this to try to actually get these veterans some health care. Okay? Additional health care to help with these problems that the military had created with these burn pits. It was actually even bipartisan, and yet, well, you can see how that turned out. This bill had earlier passed the Senate 84-14 after passing the House. So now, for some reason, they had to send it back, for some technical corrections. And then, it passed easily in the House. Now it's back in the Senate. Oh, and 25 Republicans who were in favor of it decided, no, we're not in favor of it anymore. 25 Republicans. They said, no, we're not going to do that. Well, wait a minute. It's pretty much the same bill, just with some, again, technical corrections and like some of the language. What happened? What happened? Well, I know what happened. Republicans decided that they would rather play politics and punish the Democrats by denying care to veterans. Well, wait a minute. I thought they actually supposed to care about the veterans. I thought you said care about the troops, right? We love the troops. We're here to support the troops. We love the troops. Oh, no, wait. I'm sorry. It's not support the troops. It's support the defense industry. Now, to be fair, both Democrats and Republicans support the defense industry. They give it billions of dollars a year. Over $700 billion is the most recent figure that I'm aware of. And so very, very little of that goes to the troops. In fact, the lowest paid enlisted person gets about $19,000 a year. And that's not very much. Not very much at all. And by the way, there's a lot of food stamp use in commissaries on bases. That said, all right, now Republicans They're like, well, yes, sure, we did kill this bill, but it's not our fault. No, 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 no. This is Chuck Schumer's fault somehow. Wait, what? Now, he says that Schumer was blocking votes on amendments that the Republicans wanted to put in the bill. Now, wait a minute. Why would you need to put a bunch of unrelated amendments into this bill instead of actually pass this thing? Why not pass it? And if you really want those other things, you should bring those things up for a vote. And now I have to tack them on to, I guess this isn't really a must-pass bill, even though it really should pass. No, they decided they were just going to tank the whole thing because they didn't get to add whatever nonsense that they wanted to add to it. I mean, again, ridiculous, right? But then also, that's probably another BS reason, but really, it's probably all political because Republicans had been recently blindsided by a deal to do some climate spending along with tax increases. In fact, they are fuming about this. Not good at all. They're very, very angry. And so, as The Guardian notes, Republicans blocked the veterans measure just after Schumer and Manchin had announced that said deal to invest in climate-related, energy-related policy spending, as well as, of course, some tax increases on the wealthy corporations. I ain't like that. They said the Schumer-Manchin announcement reportedly caught Republicans off guard after another big measure to support the U.S. semiconductor industry passed the chamber earlier in the day. Now, the semiconductor bill, by the way, the CHIPS Act, that was another gigantic giveaway that both corporate Democrats and Republicans wanted. Progressives criticized this as a blank check to companies that are already making billions of dollars in profit. So I don't think that has to do with that either. No, what this is just Republicans big mad that the Democrats actually tried to do something and decided to say, oh, you know what we're going to do? Yeah, we're going to kill this veterans bill. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, by the way, getting back to the CHIPS bill for a quick second here. I say it's a blank check bill because it doesn't have any provisions to prevent corporations that are, again, already wealthy from doing gigantic stack buybacks and boosting executive pay. Again, a lot of these corporate welfare bills supported by Democrats and Republicans, they usually get passed through without a problem. But when it comes to helping regular people, when it comes to helping veterans, well, obviously it's not going to pass because Republicans. How dare Democrats actually do something to help, to help the veterans? How dare they? How dare they? Well, it shows that they don't care about veterans at all. Now, again, the right wing uses them as cannon fodder for their bullshit wars overseas for resources, and then fundraises off them. Doesn't really care about them at all. And look, as much as I'd love to get corporate Democrat shit for also contributing to these endless wars and massive military spending that is rubber stamped by, again, the president, Democratic presidents, as well as Republican presidents and Congress people, you can at least give the Democrats a little bit of credit for doing the bare minimum here for trying to help the soldiers when they come home that are harmed by these endless wars. That's actually more than what we can ever say about these Republicans. They don't care about the troops. And once again, they had an opportunity to show that they cared, but they decided not to. Just over bullshit partisan politics.